This is AFKast, the video game podcast. And here's your host, Malcolm Sheaver.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to cut a demon in half with a chainsaw, or to set one on fire, maybe even turn one into an ice cube, or sincerely blow them up with a frag grenade or explosive of any kind? What about just in general raising hell, just absolutely destroying it until there's nothing left? Maybe sending demons into something even darker than hell? Well, this week on AFKast, we are talking about Doom Eternal and the Doomslayer, and really just how he destroys hell. So first, I'm going to be talking about the actual story of Doom Eternal. So the story is that you are killing these hell priests that are basically trying to consume Earth and make it into what is, I guess, a kind of a new hell. And so that's pretty much your primary goal. I'm not really going to release anything after that because that's a big chunk of the story, is taking out those hell priests. And then after that, that is for you to find out on your own. Or to look up, because I don't want to give too many spoilers away in this. But essentially, you travel all over Earth. You have your own, basically, base that you work out of. And you're able to teleport to new locations. And essentially, you just have to do different things, like you have to fix a locator that is able to actually find these hell priests and whatnot. And then you also are going to have to find new weapons and stuff throughout the game to help you on your journey. You're going to be battling new enemies. Some of the hell priests are going to have these experiments essentially that they've been working on, or at least one of them does. But yeah, each one of them is their own challenge. And that kind of leads us into gameplay. So first I wanted to talk about a really big part of Doom, which is the weapons in the game. Now, Doom has a entire arsenal in his backpack. I mean, he's got so here, I'll just provide a list of everything. I mean, if you've played a Doom game before, you basically know what all the weapons are already. But you have a shotgun, you have a you have two shotguns, technically. You have the regular shotgun, and then they brought back the super shotgun from previous Dooms. And then you've also got, and the really cool thing about the super shotgun, it's got a grappling hook now, which is just awesome and so fun to use. But then you've also got basically, you got two different kind of machine guns. One's a regular handheld LMG, and one's kind of like this really bulk minigun that you kind of hold in front of you, that basically just has a higher fire rate. And then you've also got, I'm trying to think, you've also got the BFG, which is also from previous Dooms. BFG has been around for a long time. And then you've also got a rocket launcher, you've got a crossbow, and then you've also got a energy rifle. And those are all the weapons that you'll have in the game. I mean, you do also have a couple other more specific ones, like you have the chainsaw that you can use, and the chainsaw is just to get ammo and health out of enemies if you're starting to run low on that stuff. It's primarily used for ammo because, I mean, killing any enemy will give you health. And then you'll eventually get, this is a bit of a spoiler, but you'll eventually get a sword. It's like a crucible sword or something like that. I don't remember what it's called exactly. Which is pretty fun to use. They also brought back I'm not going to give away what it is, but they did bring back a gun that was in a previous Doom. And you have to essentially do a series of challenges in order to actually unlock and use this gun. So that's why I'm not giving it away. I'll let you guys figure that out on your own, or you can actually do this yourself. But it is brought back from another Doom. And it is a really good gun. So yeah. And another cool thing about these weapons is that you're able to find these weapon mods around the map, or maps, the different story pieces of the game. And essentially each gun except for the super shotgun and the BFG has two upgrades they can have on it. The super shotgun just already has the grappling hook on it, so that's technically the upgrade for it, or the modification for it. But like the shotgun has like, you can get like an automatic shotgun, like a rotating barrel shotgun essentially, or you can have a grenade launcher. And I'm not going to list what all of them are, but it is really good. And then you're able to use, essentially there's also this thing called like, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but essentially you can start clearing out how much a place is kind of taken over, I guess. So like there's 3 different criteria for it. There's like attacking and stuff like that. So there's just a main combat thing. And there's 5 points that you can get from that. So basically that's just fighting overall, and as you fight you get more of those points, which you can use on your weapons. And then you can also get 3 points from doing a Slayer Gate, which is an advanced challenge type thing, and if you complete all 6 Slayer Gates and get the keys from them, that's where you can unlock the secret weapon, is back inside of your Fortress of Doom is what it's called, which I love that. And then you're also able to do these 2 secret challenges that will get you 2 more points. So every map has like 10 points to it. And you can use those points to actually upgrade those modifications. And if you upgrade those modifications fully, you unlock this mastery challenge. And if you complete that challenge, then you essentially have mastered that modification for that gun, which allows you to have an even better version of that modification. So like for the grenade launcher for the shotgun, if you complete that challenge on it, which is like taking out 25 of the scorpion guys, I can't remember what all of them are called. I think it's like a arachnotron or something like that. If you take out 25 of their turrets that are on top of their weird brain things, then on top of their bodies, then you'll be able to have 5 grenades to shoot out of it before you have to reload the grenades. Not all of them are as subtle as that. There are some, like there's an LMG which has like a rocket salvo type thing to it, modification for it, and if you complete the mastery for that, then you basically have an unlimited amount of that rocket salvo, which or that is until your ammo runs out, which makes sense. But yeah, it's really cool how they did that system, because you actually have to work for these weapon upgrades, and it'll just make you really powerful in the end, and you can absolutely decimate anything and everything, which is really cool. And one thing that I actually do want to mention about the story that's really cool is they brought in cheat codes. So essentially you can find these hidden cheat codes around some of the maps, which then if you go back to play the missions, you can activate these cheat codes. So like some of them, they also brought back some of the older terms. I can't remember what the older terms are called, but basically they were keybinds. It was just a short acronym for what it was. I can't remember what they're called for whatever reason right now, but essentially you can have like infinite ammo, you can have like an infinite berserk thing constantly going on, because there are 3 upgrades. There's like 3 little power-ups that you can find around the map. Like one gives you infinite ammo, one basically just makes you more powerful overall, like faster. I think it's like just faster and stronger, basically, like with more health and stuff. And then there's another one that is basically you can just melee everything that's in your way and it'll one-shot everything, which is so fun to do. But basically I think there's like 15 cheat codes that you can use. And the thing is that it doesn't stop any progression. You can't do Slayer Gates with it, which makes sense. But you can do the secret challenges, which are cool, with the cheat codes active, that is. And these cheat codes just allow it to make the game super fun and chaotic if you really want it to be. Because they just make you a god in the game if you have all of them active. Because you can absolutely decimate everything. But onto past weapons, you also have, at least the guns and stuff. You also have something that you get called Fire Breath. So essentially you are able to have this flamethrower that you can spit out onto people. And then if you killed those people, or if you even hit them, any damage tick will cause them to drop armor that you can then pick up. Because those who know Doom, you will have armor pickups around the map that you can pick up and, have better armor for your character before you start losing health. And then another thing that you can do, you can have frag grenades as well. And you can upgrade those frag grenades. And then you can also upgrade you can also have an ice bomb, which you can also upgrade. So there are these certain like crystal like things that you can find around the map. I can't remember what they're called exactly, but essentially they allow you to... Oh, no, never mind. I'm thinking of a different thing. I'm thinking of a armor upgrades. So essentially for armor upgrades, it's like these... I don't even know. They look really cool. It's like these ghostly soldiers, like paladin like guys, that will be holding this medallion of some kind, or some kind of plate. I don't really know how to describe it. It's like a coin. And if you pick it up off of them, they'll kneel to the ground, basically bowing to you is what it feels like. And you're essentially able to apply these armor upgrade points to either environment, exploration, frag grenade, or the ice grenade, the ice bomb. So you have 4 branches that you can go down. You can upgrade the branches in whatever order that you want. Some of the upgrades cost more or less. The environment ones are really only useful if you are going to be going for the different collectibles around the map, or the different other armor upgrades and stuff like that, because there are some of them that are pretty hidden. And some of the exploration stuff will allow you to see that stuff a lot easier. And then you can also have environment stuff, which is like the exploding barrels that you can find around the map. And honestly, that's basically like 3 of the 4 upgrades. I can't really remember what the last one is. But you can also have frag grenade upgrades. So you can upgrade it so that way if you kill someone with a frag grenade, they create basically a cluster grenade that will then kill even more people. And it can cause this huge chain reaction that's really cool to watch. And then the ice bombs also have something where it basically allows you to... I don't really know how to... I can't really think of anything in specific, but it's kind of longer duration, or a good one is that you get health from shooting the people who are in the ice, because you don't usually get health from that if you shoot people while they're in the ice. And then there's also one last upgrade, which is kind of just your character, which is really just... some movement type things that make stuff easier just to move around and whatnot. Nothing really too specific. They're not all that powerful, but they are kind of useful to have just to slowly upgrade your character. Honestly, I don't really think they're needed. They're not a really big part of the game, but they are useful to have if you can build your character right. And once you have all of them, then obviously you are definitely more powerful. This entire game is just basically just making you stronger as you play the game, which is amazing. And a cool thing is that you can actually find some of these things in inside of the Fortress of Doom, because it's part of the story was that you lost power to the Fortress of Doom, and so you slowly have to return these energy cells that you can find in the map. 2 different parts of the base that will then unlock weapon upgrades or armor upgrades. There's even 3 pieces of armor that you can get. There's a Marauder looking piece of armor. There's the original Doom armor, which looks really cool. And then there's some other there's some other armor. I don't really know how to describe it. But there's another armor that looks really cool as well, and you can get all 3 of those if you want to. And then you've also got these crystal things that are on the map that I actually accidentally mistaken for the armor upgrades earlier. But essentially they allow you to upgrade either your armor, your health, or your ammo. And I believe you can upgrade this a total of 4 or 5 times, something like that. And essentially what you can do is if you upgrade 2 of them, which are in the same category, then it'll unlock another special features. So one of them might be that the fire breath lasts longer, people burn for a longer duration. Or there's also this thing that you'll end up getting called Blood Punch, where if you were to melee, or if you were to perform a glory kill, which if you don't know what a glory kill is, essentially you can cause people to stagger in the game. Like, you can cause demons to stagger, and when they stagger, you can actually melee them, and it does a special animation called a glory kill that look absolutely sick. And this will essentially, if you do it to 2 people, then it'll give you a blood punch ability, and you are able to eventually unlock an upgrade that if you do it once to a heavy, if you do a glory kill to a heavy, it automatically does the blood punch, but we don't really need to worry about that. But there's also upgrades that you can do where if you upgrade both things, you can have like increase blood punch if there's extra health on the ground if you don't need the health, or extra armor on the ground if you don't need the armor, which just increase your blood punch. So it's tiny things like that. Once again, it's not as relevant, like as same thing with like the armor upgrades and stuff. It's just that it's that little difference that can make the game a lot easier, or if you're aware of it, it makes it so that way, you can play it to your advantage. But there are these really cool things called runes. So there are 9 different runes throughout the story, and each of these runes will do different things. So you might have a rune, and you can choose to upgrade these in whatever order that you want. But you can only have 3 runes active in your for your person at once. So like you can have one, like I'll tell you the ones that I have. So I have one that basically make it so that way I can do glory kills from a farther distance away. And then I have another one that makes it so that way after I'm finished performing a glory kill, I will have a speed boost for a few seconds, which is really helpful. And those two go hand in hand, which is really nice as well. Because there's another one that is perform glory kills faster, which could also be to your advantage if you want that. And then the third one that I have is that if you get kills with the equipment, then so that's like the ice bomb or the frag grenade or the fire breath or anything like that, like while someone is under the influence of one of those things, then it'll actually recharge faster, which is pretty cool. And that's fairly helpful as well. So the runes are really helpful, and you can make it so that way you can be more specific towards your character. You can also just have really random ones. No matter what, they'll help you out. But I use this to kind of specialize how I play the game, because I like using the equipment. It's just that at first I didn't have the equipment. I had something else. I don't remember which one I had. But the equipment one is useful because now that I actually am aware of the equipment more and I actually use the equipment more often, I'm essentially able to constantly use the equipment with that boost in duration, or cooldown, that is, until I can use it again, which is really nice. But yeah, that's pretty much, like, the game is really simple. It's just that it's also so fun to play because it really just makes you feel like a badass. Like, you have demons that are like 3 to 10 times the size of you, that you're able to kill just really quickly, and as you go on in the game, you become even more and more powerful, and you definitely feel this power as you're going throughout the game. And they make a lot of cool tributes. Like, you can slowly find the entire soundtrack to the older Dooms throughout the world, and essentially you're able to actually go around the Fortress of Doom and see the album kind of hanging on the wall, and you're able to play that song that's hanging, and you can find them all over the map, and it's really cool. Not to mention, they also brought back the room that you're able to go into to practice fighting the demons and stuff like that, which is awesome in my opinion. It's literally in the Fortress of Doom. It's considered punishing the demons. It's considered punishing your, like, imprisoned demons, which I'm surprised that DoomGuy even imprisoned any of the demons, to be honest with you. But yeah, so the story is pretty interesting. I can definitely tell that they revealed a lot of plot holes in the lore, because before they didn't care as much about the actual story and lore of the game. They more so just cared about killing it demons. I mean, that's honestly what most people are in to play Doom for. But there's a lot of people that are really invested in the lore, and I think they did a really good job of paying attention to those people that are interested in that side of Doom. Because they released a lot of, because I did some reading on some lore before I did, before I bought the game, before the game came out. And it was really interesting, and I can tell that they filled a lot of those holes that I could find, that people are like, okay, so what's going to happen here? Like, it could either be this, or this, like where all the theories and stuff are. And it really sheds some light on a lot of that stuff. And that's really cool, because I feel like a lot of games don't do that all the time. It's been happening more and more, but yeah. But besides that, definitely make sure that you check out my YouTube channel. It's called YOLO Gamer. I'm probably going to be changing it soon. I don't know entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure about that yet. But yeah, so make sure that you check that out, because I've started a walkthrough on Doom Eternal. So if you want to watch a walkthrough, then check out my YouTube channel, YOLO Gamer. So yeah, game on.
Find AFKast on Instagram and Twitter, @AFCommunity, for any updates on future podcast episodes. If you want to join the community Discord, find a link in the description or on the website, afcommunity.com. Special thanks to DJ Augie for making the music for this podcast.